What's up guys, welcome back to another video at Standard Time. Today we'll be discussing the new release from Longines, and that is their Tuxedo collection.
Yes, the Heritage Classic Tuxedo dial collection. So, two watches basically.
Yes.
There's a two-hander, actually no, three-hander, small sub-seconds, and the other one's a chronograph.
Yes.
So,
yes. So let's talk a bit more about the Tuxedo design in general. It is not a new design. It has been around for quite a while. Rolex has actually done it quite well in the past with their Datejust Tuxedo dial.
I never liked that. Yeah, really? Actually, I'm not a fan of the typical Tuxedo dial. But this one, I think it's a bit different. I really like that they used cream and black, and not just black and silver or black and white.
Yes, so something quite interesting, like I was thinking about, is like, okay, yes, Rolex has done it on their Datejust, but is the Paul Newman technically a Tuxedo dial?
I don't think so. I mean, it's a Panda. It's a Panda,
yeah, it's a Panda, and yeah, I was thinking a bit about that in this context, specifically because of that chronograph. That chronograph is amazing. It looks really, really good from Longines.
Yeah,
and
I mean, these two pieces are based on two pieces from the 1940s.
Yes,
very similar from Longines, of course. It's their sort of reiteration, and they're bringing it back now. And I think they've done that really well. They've captured all the charm of what those pieces were.
Yeah. No, it's them taking, like most brands are doing these days, taking their own designs from the past and recreation.
I mean, Longines has been really good at doing that. They're one of the few brands because they had that Heritage, I think 1948.
Yes,
that release about 1 or 2 years back.
Ben's watch.
Yeah, you can also see it to be part of Ben Clymer's personal collection.
Yeah.
From Hodinkee, of course.
And that's like a very neat watch. It has a really special, like, just design.
Yeah, it looks really beautiful, even though it's very simplistic. But same thing applied here, but let's talk about the 300 right now.
Yes.
So, I'm thinking it looks very Nomos. Like, I know Longines did this before. This is their brand, this is from their heritage, but in today's context, as soon as I saw it, it just reminded me of Nomos. Nomos designs, particularly something like the Club Campus, because of the Arabic numerals that's present in the Club.
Okay, I mean that kind of just means that it's a killer design, because you know Nomos is all about the Bauhaus inspired designs, and yeah, their dials are pretty neat and stuff.
Yeah, it's very well done and smaller size, but it's quite well respected.
So now moving on to the chronograph, where I think people went mad over, because it's such a great piece of design. And yeah, what do you think about it?
I really like the dial because it's quite busy, but it's still well done. A lot of busy dials, they distract you from the aesthetics of the watch. For example, even though the Seiko Flightmaster is so beloved, I think the dial is just a bit too crazy for you to respect the watch for its aesthetics.
Yeah,
you respect it for its features, and that's great, and its capacity as a tool.
Yeah.
But in terms of aesthetic, I don't think it's that nice. But this one,
you know, it's a Marmite watch, the Flightmaster. But this one is all about like the classiness. I really like that they decided only on 2 subdials instead of usually what 3 subdials the chronographs have.
So it's like a bicompass style chrono, and the hands of the subdials blued, and the seconds hand of the center seconds also blued. I really like that touch. It's subtle, and they didn't make all the hands blued like a lot of manufacturers do. And I think it suits the dial really well because there's not much color in it. It's fairly monochromatic. Otherwise.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's just that bit of touch in quite a nice design, actually. Okay.
So 1 second, just since you asked me about the movement, I really have to check that out because I remember reading something specific to do with the beat sprawl of the movement. So let me just find it. It's an ETA A31.501. So that's for the 300. And it has a slightly offbeat frequency, they said, of 25,200. You typically have the slower one of 21,600. You have the standard 28,800. And unless you go into higher frequencies, then it's something, excluding those. So now you have something in the middle of the range, 25,200. And of course that reduction extends the power reserve a bit. I believe it's 64 hours, which is an odd number, but still nice to have. It's nice to have a longer power reserve.
And that means they also tweaked the ETA standardized movement that comes out.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do that much. I mean, they made some calculations, reduced the frequency, maybe changed put a silicon bound spring. That's all kind of standard within this Swiss watchmaking spectrum nowadays anyway. So I like that random number with the power reserve. Because it's always fun to hear some random number, you know. So you typically have 41. That's very standard across Seiko. Then other Pateks you have between 35, 45. Then you have for example, Seiko Saab, 50-hour power reserve, and even the AP offshore chronograph, 50-hour power reserve. Then you've got Tudor's 70-hour power reserve on their black gray line. It's very intriguing to see these different numbers.
It's quite interesting.
64.
But what do you think of Longines as a brand? Now, in the past, or like recent past, they've released quite a few bangers, especially within the watch community.
I mean, that's the tough thing to talk about, because their watches are so beautiful, but it's just missing that extra personal touch of, had they just put an in-house movement. I think it would be untouchable if they put an in-house movement. Despite the fact that maybe the ETA is equally good, maybe your in-house is basically a redesigned ETA. Still, just that having that name, I think, and having that extra attention would elevate it, despite the movement not being superior. I think they still should have just done that.
So, my opinion on Longines watches is that it's in general a watch enthusiasts brand. Mostly, you know, because they have they do a lot of work with Hodinkee, and with that partnership, I think they've released quite a lot of like great stuff for watch enthusiasts. I don't know how they stack up when it comes to outside of the watch enthusiasts.
They have that heritage for the outside reason. They just rely on heritage for those non-watch enthusiasts and for that just a brand reputation. They have the heritage from back in the day. But their pieces are very reasonably priced, you know, it's below Tudor pricing. So they have their own category, and I think they mainly compete with Tag. And I think they've got much richer history than Tag, so they have that share of the market. But the thing is, they put ETA movements in everything, and they have a lot of oversized watches. I know it's to appeal to that mass public.
Yes, exactly. And it's then
the whole Hydro Conquest line with the 43 millimeters or 44, 42, something above that, and it's a plain dial. When you have a plain dial on such a big watch, it looks slightly gaudy. I don't really think there's something special to those, but they've been trying.
And it shows. Like in the past few years, they've released quite a few interesting pieces, and it just really goes to like think, okay, what should we rate a brand depending on the whole collection they have, or on just specific watches they have.
I think what they have realized is, okay, this is our high margin watches. We need to sell these profits, we need this for revenue stream, okay, and we want to get back into the depth of the watch community. And they've been smart about this. They've spent a lot of attention and detail on these particular releases, and they're fantastic.
They look pretty nice. They do. So tell us guys what you think about this newest release. Comment down below with your opinion. Give a like on this video if you like this video.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at StandardTimeInsta. Head over to our website standardtimeinsta.com and see you in the next video. Ciao.